doesn't matter if you have arm pain, frozen shoulder, rotator cuff tendonitis, shoulder bursitis. It doesn't matter, because whenever I see any of those clients in the clinic, there's one magic spot that I always check first just to make sure that it's not a culprit. And I'm going to show you what it is. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Ed Dubout, physical therapist from Integrated Physical Therapy in Bellingham, Washington. So what is this magical trigger point that I'm talking about? It's a muscle called the infraspinatus, and it lives right here, basically right along your shoulder blade. Let's take a look first at all the different places that can have pain if there's a hot trigger point in the infraspinatus muscle. Everywhere in red is where you may experience pain. And so as you can see, it can come down the front of the arm, it can come down the back or the side of the arm, and where those three little X's are, that is where most of the trigger points of the infraspinatus lie. So you can see how important it is to check that muscle, because it can give you all sorts of pain and discomfort down the arm, even if you're not having pain by the infraspinatus muscle. Finding the trigger point in the infraspinatus muscle is a little bit tricky. So what I do in the clinic is I will palpate it first, so the patient knows, oh yeah, that's what it feels like. And then when we go to the trigger point work, then they're able to kind of reproduce that same sensation. So ideally, if you have somebody at home, it's pretty easy to find if you've got somebody else. So what you'll do is you'll come along the back of this shoulder blade, right along the spine of this shoulder blade. And what you'll do is you'll follow it to the inside, and right underneath here is typically where you'll find it. It's not a very big spot, but that's where it's going to live, is right underneath this ridge, right in through here. When you put deep pressure, have someone put a little bit of thumb pressure in there and massage that out, you can have all sorts of referred pain in the front and the back, radiating up, radiating down. But if it's exquisitely tender, then we have to treat it. Now, if you have someone at home that can help you with it, yeah, talk them into a massage and then have them work just on the inside, dig their thumbs in there. Once you start to get that to release, it's gonna feel better. Another thing that you can do is if you have one of those percussion guns, those massage guns, and you can oftentimes just use that and really get a nice therapeutic response into that area. I'll put a link down below to one that I have at home that's not too expensive and it works pretty well. It's a great tool to have at home. So you don't have a percussion gun, you don't have anyone else that can help you at home, don't worry. All you need to do is get a pair of nylons and then a tennis ball, or maybe even a lacrosse ball. The tennis ball, truth be known, is a little bit big to kind of get into that spot. But hey, it's a common thing and we can find it. What you'll do is you'll put it over your shoulder and you're gonna try to find that spot, and then you're gonna lean against the wall with it. So this is what it looks like if you're doing it on yourself. First thing you wanna do is palpate the spine of the scapula. And that's this guy right through here. It's pretty easy to find. And then remember, we wanna be on the inside edge. And so I'm gonna try to find that spot, and yeah, there it is right there for me. Then I'm gonna put that ball in that general area over my shoulder, and then I'm going to try to find that same spot as I'm leaning against the wall and able to put some pressure on it. Now if you notice, I'm slightly at an angle because your scapula sits at a little bit of an angle. So once you find it, and it'll be tender. I mean, it's tender on most people even if they don't have a shoulder injury. Then what I would do is I would spend probably about, no more than about a minute to two kind of doing a little bit of a wall dance, just trying to work out the tenderness in that muscle. Now, can you work some of the other tenderness in the area as well too? Yeah, of course. But remember, make sure you get that magic spot on the infraspinatus. After you're done doing the trigger point work, it's a nice idea to try to get a little bit of a stretch through there. I'll show you two ways to do it. The first way is just to kind of bring your arm across your body this way and to kind of gently pull it across. And you might feel a little bit more of a stretch through here, but we're trying to get at that muscle kind of indirectly. Another stretch that I like is putting your hands behind your back with your thumbs up, and then what I want you to do is drive your elbows forward. You can do this one sitting. You can also do this stretch in a corner. So put your hands behind your back once again, and then just kind of lean into the corner. And as you do that, that's going to push your elbows forward, and that's going to give you a heck of a stretch through your shoulders as well too. Another way to do it is just to put your hands behind your back and just kind of gently lean forward. Just let the weight of your arms come forward
And that's also another way to get a little bit of a stretch
in through that area. I tell my clients it might take about 2 weeks of consistently working that trigger point to finally get it to settle down. It might happen sooner, but stay consistent and stay with it. Try to get it done daily if you can. Remember, no more than about a minute or two on each sore spot, followed by a little bit of a stretch, whichever one you feel kind of helps to get into that area and maybe gives you a little bit of relief. All right, guys, if you have any questions about the magic spot of the infraspinatus, let me know down below. And if it helps, let me know as well too. All right, if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and I'll see you at the next video. Thank you.